Hi everyone, Tony from Hack the Movies here. There is a new Hellraiser out.
Woo!
Is it the reboot we've all wanted, or is it another in the long line of disappointing direct-to-video and direct-to-streaming sequels or reboots or whatever? Let's find out in this episode of Hack the Movies. Well, I messed up. I traveled the world looking for this magical puzzle box, thinking it would give me really cool gifts. Instead, it sent me to this nightmare realm full of pain and torment. I should have went to Zavvi. Zavvi is my favorite site to get pop culture goodies. They own the licenses for brands like Marvel, Pokemon, DC, Disney, Jurassic World, and more. They also ship worldwide from both their US and UK sites. I could have gotten this awesome RoboCop statue, or this Taylor Swift vinyl, or 3 different copies of To Kill a Mockingbird. That's so many dead mockingbirds. Is that what the movie's about? I haven't seen it. Click the link in the description and use code HACKMOVIES to get 10% off site-wide and 20% off clothing. Speaking of clothing, I need to have my flesh ripped off and I need to be covered in leather and hooks and pins. Don't make the mistake I did. Don't open up an evil hell box. Go to Zavvi instead. Hello, Crystal.
Hello, Tony from Hack the Movies.
Thank you. I am Tony from Hack Movies. I'm so excited to talk to you about Hellraiser. I'm sorry, is there someone behind this Pinhead?
I know, I can't see you.
Oh my God. Hello, Monica. How are you?
Tony. I'm doing well.
Now, there's probably people that are like, Tony, who's Monica? Please properly introduce her or I'll cry and I'll unsubscribe. Because you have to properly introduce people. Yeah. The internet will never forgive you if you don't properly introduce people.
They're gentlemen and ladies out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway.
Monica's my new best friend of 30 seconds ago, who I just met her just today, 30 seconds ago. New best friend.
So Monica's my cousin, and you would know that if you have been on Patreon, where we have a show called Bloodline, a Hellraiser show.
Yes.
Little brief recap of that. Monica was scared. Probably not anymore. But
Not anymore.
Monica was deathly afraid of Pinhead, and I tortured her for years over it. And I said, you know what? Now that we're adults and more mature, I'm going to make you watch every movie and review it. So we are reviewing all the Hellraisers on Patreon. We had just finished the 4 theatrical ones.
Nice.
Yes.
We're about to dive into the direct-to-video ones.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And then eventually the direct-to-streaming ones without Doug Bradley. So we're not going to...
Can't wait for those.
But like, how are you feeling like so far in the series? I need
There's
to know.
been a lot of ups and downs. Like, I know he probably told you, like, I love 4. I haven't gotten to that one yet. I love 4.
Yeah.
4 is pretty good if you go in blind. That space thing really...
I have weird feelings about 4. I don't hate it.
Well,
I feel like I should.
if you watched my video, by the way, if you watch the Hellraiser 4 video on Patreon, I talk about like what went on behind the scenes, but I'm also going to do a bonus video where I talk about the work print version of 4. 4 is like, funny enough, it has one of the directors from Halloween 6. 4 is like Halloween 6 where producers and writers like
I can go
chopped it
that.
up.
Yeah.
But 4 is really enjoyable. 4 is pretty great.
I think it's fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you want to know what we think about Hellraiser, sign up for Patreon or become a YouTube channel member, and you can listen to our thoughts there.
Woo-hoo.
Yes.
Now we're on to new Hellraiser
Yes.
from Hulu.
Yes.
Hulu presents Hellraiser.
With commercials if you don't pay for
What?
premium.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I paid for... I didn't get the commercials.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I didn't realize
when
that was
I
the
watched
thing. I'm sorry.
Prey,
Yeah.
there was no commercials.
Really?
Yeah, there were no commercials when I watched Prey, and now there are commercials, and I can't complain because I'm using my ex-girlfriend's account. She hasn't kicked me off of it yet.
Oh, I have that deal with my ex. I give him some of mine. He still gives me some of his.
I left
It is great.
Look, I left Shudder and Peacock on her Roku TV. I'm fine with it. If I get kicked off, whatever. But yeah, I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, she really should spring for premium. Like, these commercials are really jarring.
Oh my God. Well,
Someone gets murdered, and then it's just like...
Well, that's what happened. I got 2. I think I got 2. No, I got more than 2 ads, didn't I?
Yeah.
Because I got up to make coffee a couple times. So
I was
like,
not
all right.
expecting, the ads threw me off so much.
They threw me off.
Yeah.
Like, what? Wait, what? like, are they happy ads or like?
Yeah, they're just
with,
regular commercials.
Yeah, they're.
So they weren't
for like Hulu. I think it was.
Okay, there's no scary commercials, I guess, but
No,
you know what I mean,
one-
like something
I got a
downer.
commercial for Hellraiser.
Yeah.
That was one of the ads. I was like, it's already working. Like, I'm watching.
I am watching it.
I really, you know what? I should really put commercials for this show in the middle of this show.
That's pretty great.
By
That
the
would
way,
be
are you
amazing.
enjoying Hack the Movies? Check out Hack the Movies. But it's a commercial for this episode.
Just for this one.
In this episode, Crystal, Monica, and Tony are talking about Hellraiser. Anyway, back to
Back to
Confuse the
Hellraiser.
fuck out of them.
anyway. So yes, Hulu.
Oh my god.
They have a couple exclusive movies on there right now. There's that one horror movie that looks pretty creepy.
Which one?
It has a goofy
That
name.
helps.
It's a goofy name.
Yeah, there's a horror movie on Hulu that I really want to see.
It's like a
Thank
Hulu
you.
exclusive. They kept like advertising alongside with this, and it's about a monster with a weird
I
face.
don't even know what the fuck it's
It's a
about.
monster with a weird face.
Mr.
That's all. I'm
It
going
was,
to-
it was
Are
like
they,
it was like
was it
Grimby,
Hellraiser?
No, it's like Grimby, Grumby, Mr.
Oh, is it? No, wait. There's a Mr. Grimsey's phone, but I thought that was Netflix.
No, this
That
is something
sounds
else.
like a film that I was following this girl on Twitter, and she actually made a film that actually sounds like the film she made. I wonder if Hulu picked it up.
Anyway,
I'll look into it.
it's Hellraiser on
Anyway.
Hulu. Now, this is a remake, reboot. Not so much a remake because it doesn't really do that story.
No.
But it's a reboot that's been in the works for like,
Long time.
15 years.
It was supposed to be released in 2008. I think was the
2009.
first
It's gone
one,
through
and then
So many different
writers,
incarnations.
So
Yeah,
many different.
Clive
yes.
Barker was attached. He wasn't attached. But that's why I don't even think Dimension owns it anymore.
No, it was
What
the
did it
Spyglass.
open?
Spyglass.
Yes, it
but
was
now
Spyglass.
that's embarrassing because Dimension pumped out those last two Hellraiser movies just to hold on to the rights so they could do a remake,
and they still didn't
You
do
fucked
it.
up.
and they didn't do it. They didn't
Yeah.
do it. Like, guys, you didn't have to make Hellraiser Judgment. You didn't have to.
No.
You didn't have to. You probably shouldn't have, but you did. I would let you slide at Revelations. That one is worse, but I can understand there. But like the second time you're putting out like a quick cash grab, like you should have been like, you know what, we're done. We're done with Hellraiser. This is written by Luke Pietrowski and Ben Collins, and they developed the screenplay with the story was developed by David Goyer, who's written many movies. Some better than others. He's very
Yeah, I
hit or
know that.
miss. He's worked on a bunch of Batman movies. He came up with the story with the best Batman movie.
And what happens to be that one, Tony?
Well, obviously, The Dark Knight Rises.
I think Batman.
He only wrote the story for that one. He did the script for the previous two, and then he came back and helped script Batman v Superman.
Oh.
Yeah, so David S. Goyer, he's very hit or miss, but he's a working man's writer. Yeah, I think he did okay in this one.
I think he did really well in this.
Now, this is directed by David Bruckner, who did The
Yes.
Ritual. Did you
He
see?
did okay. He did. I did not see The Ritual.
Did you
I
see The
want
Ritual?
to see The Ritual. That and his other
No.
movies, because he also did segments in VHS,
Yes.
and also 2 episodes in Creepshow.
Okay, I didn't know about the Creepshow thing.
You did two, and then he also did and I ended up watching so after watching this movie, I went into a rabbit hole of all sorts of things. This is why I'm super late. I watched the trailer for The Ritual, which I think I've seen a trailer for and I've been wanting to watch it. The Night House, and Southbound. These
Okay.
are now on my list of movies to watch. They all look really good, and they
Did
look
we
like they
mention
have a
South-
similar look.
Southbound. I think the guys who worked on the new Scream worked on that. I think we
Really?
mentioned that last time. But anyway, yes, he did probably the most popular segment in VHS was the girl who like the guys are partying, they sleep with the girl, and then she like turns into like a winged demon. Did you ever see VHS?
Yeah, but I don't remember that one.
Remember her like head like splits open and she like grabs the guy in the air.
No, it's been a long
like you
time
gotta
since I
rewatch
watched
it.
VHS.
Well,
Time to
anyway,
rewatch.
that segment was so popular it spun off into that movie Siren. So
Yes.
So yeah, I actually like his stuff. So I was excited to see his name was attached to it because usually they just get whoever.
No, it looks like it has more of a deeper, almost like a paranormal kind of stuff
Yeah.
to a lot of his work.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit of a cleaner kind of look, which I
Yeah.
like.
And he does, if you've seen Ritual, there's a scene I mentioned at the end. He does a lot of cool stuff with like reality kind of like messing with your head and whatnot.
Yeah, when I was looking at the trailers, I was like, oh shit, this looks like something I would really like.
And Pinhead is Jamie Clayton, right?
Well, she's known as the priest in this one.
Yeah, sorry, Clive, you lost. Clive,
right.
It's Pinhead. It's Pinhead, Clive.
Do you know when he actually became Pinhead?
That was.
Well, no, we mentioned the second movie is when they start crediting him as Pinhead. The third one is when they say it out loud.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he was in the book. One, he didn't have it. I've been dying to read the book. By the way,
I was telling
the trilogy. I need to read.
So
this
I
trilogy.
listened. I've read and listened to the book multiple times. But last night
I'm Tony. I read.
so I put the audiobook on last night and because it's only like 3 hours long, the unabridged version.
Bad.
Yeah, the unabridged version is pretty short. But I fell asleep in like the middle of it, and I was having like weird ass nightmares.
Nice.
And when I woke up, I'm like, why did I just dream that? I like checked my phone. I'm like, oh, that's probably why. You don't want to listen. You don't want to fall asleep to the sound of like, and then their flesh ripped from their bones. Like, oh, okay.
It's like a mix of Nightmare on Elm Street and Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry, so what were you saying about the book? Oh, sorry.
Oh, so it was first unnamed, and then it was, I actually wrote this down because I was like, so wait, where is the, why is Pinhead called so many different names? And I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. And then I actually read that it was actually no name in Hellbound. A lot of times it was just like the main Cenobite.
Yeah, the only one who had a name was the engineer, who's very different than what he's like in the movie, where in the movie he's just like a giant wall monster.
And then in the engineer in, what is it? The fifth
In Inferno,
one.
there's a different character.
There's a whole,
Yeah.
but I think he just named himself the engineer. It wasn't actually the engineer that
No,
lives
it's
in the
something else.
labyrinth. Like, yeah. But yeah, he was also known as like Hell Priest, Coalman, and then Pinhead. So I was like, interesting.
Yeah, because they were all kind of hell priests, but yeah, it's Pinhead is the popular one.
Yeah, because
and Clive
literally
like
it's a Pinhead.
hates it, and it's like, dude, you lost. I'm sorry, you lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point.
Like, just get over it. It's
I
Pinhead.
get it.
It's Pinhead.
That's what he knows Pinhead.
I'm sorry, it's Pinhead.
Yeah.
No one calls Michael the Shape unless they're assholes.
Nice.
Like,
Yeah.
I know people call him the Shape, but like most of the, how many times have you said Michael Myers compared to the word the Shape?
I don't think I've ever heard anyone call him the Shape.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
No.
Yeah, well, that's how he's credited. And
Yeah.
they do refer to him once in a while. Like, I know Jamie Lee Curtis said it, but it's like, it's fucking Michael Myers. Shut up.
Yeah.
So, yes, Jamie Clayton is Pinhead.
Yes.
Yes.
And there was some controversy over that, but the controversy was short-lived because, like, it was clearly people who didn't know the source material. Not that this movie follows the source material, but the way the Cenobites are described, they are very androgynous and whatnot. What I liked is that their pins actually are, like, because they say there's, like,
Love
a jewel at the end of their pins,
Yeah.
and he didn't really have that in the
He
other
did it.
ones. So, yeah, I thought she did a good job, better than the last two guys.
Absolutely. I think she did phenomenal.
I haven't seen the last two guys, so
The-
they
the
could
ve-
be great. I don't know.
The very last guy, like, looks more like Pinhead, and I guess does an okay impression. The guy before him, I felt bad because that was definitely like a last minute casting. He looked nothing like Pinhead.
Okay.
He didn't act
No.
anything like Pinhead. I don't blame that actor. I'm like, dude, you were put
It
in
wasn't.
you
It's
put
not
him in
his
a possible
fault.
situation.
Yeah, it's not the actor's
Yeah.
fault. But I think that she did an absolute phenomenal job, and the fact that that was actually Clive Barker's vision was never. Yeah, you can put someone in a monster suit and ADR them, sure, but he specifically, because he comes from more of a theatrical background.
Yeah.
And he wanted real actors as the Cenobites.
Yeah.
That way it gave them this actual personality and their own story. And I think she captured it. I mean, they were human. They're known as being human,
Yeah.
but all of a sudden, they're demented and brainwashed. So I really don't think a gender really makes
No.
them. They're just these.
I don't think it matters, really.
They're just Cenobites.
No.
Cenobites
it
is his
really
own thing. Yeah.
matters.
People were all pissed off, and I'm like,
Yeah,
why does
people
that
were pissed
matter?
off, and then they didn't realize that like Clive Barker was gay and everything. It's like, well, the Chucky.
What does that even matter? None of that matters.
Well, the Chucky show is going through the same thing right now because now Don Mancini, the creator of Chucky, Don Mancini, he's like very gay and whatnot. And now that it's more progressive, he can work in these ideas. But people are just assuming it's another Hollywood producer taking over. It's like, no, it's the creator. This is what they want to
It's
do.
just the fact that now it's
not
more
that that's,
open.
like, not that it's always a good or bad.
That's the
I don't
whole
watch
thing
the Chucky show, so
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't know what they were doing.
What is it now that everyone's like, oh, it's there? Everyone needs to feel more progressive and needs to add this stuff in. I'm sure we're gonna get to that in this movie too. But it's more of an open
don't
thing.
get me wrong.
It's a
Hollywood,
normal thing now.
Hollywood does do stunt casting occasionally.
Oh, absolutely.
But this didn't feel like that. This felt genuine. Yeah.
Some movies do force it.
Yeah.
But not every movie, when you see something that's a little different, doesn't mean it's forced. It's just, you just didn't see it that often.
I don't think
it was taboo.
I don't think Charlie's Angels needed a female Bosley and a female Charlie. That apparently happened in the last one. That no one saw. Oh, you guys didn't see the Charlie's Angels reboot? Oh.
Oh, I did.
Oh.
But I don't remember.
Wow.
Hmm.
I guess Elizabeth Banks is right. If you don't see it, you just don't want to see women in movies. Wow.
Ghostbusters 2016. Did not want to see that. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Tony.
Monica
Go back
likes
and
that
watch
movie. It's her
2016.
favorite movie.
What?
I don't think it's a bad movie.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Crystal's like, I'm going to take back that best friend thing.
Yeah, no.
Anyway. So yes, the other night I put this on. I'm like, yes, time for Hellraiser.
Nice.
Yeah, and let's get into this wonderful film.
Mm-hmm.
It starts off with a woman named Serena, and she buys a box from a man.
Yep.
And she works from another man
Yes.
who she's buying the box for.
Thank
Voight.
you for this description.
Yes.
Really good at describing
But
things.
I was like waiting for like a creepy guy like the other one, like, what's your pleasure, sir? And he's just like, oh, I thought the guy was going to show up. Here's a box. And I'm like, oh.
So you're disappointed right off the
Like,
bat.
does he just own the box, or is he like a denizen from hell, or like?
I don't think it didn't bother me.
Nah.
It just started.
He looked a
you're
little
just
too
like-
clean cut. I don't know.
I think it was just
I think it
probably
was
to throw
very-
you off a little.
Yeah.
I think it was very modern.
I did like the beginning with the upward camera angle with the building, so
Yeah.
you're not sure if it's like hell or the box, and it's like, oh no, it's just Serbia or wherever they
It
were.
is in
they
Serbia.
started in
Was it
Serbia.
Serbia?
It was actually, I think, filmed in Serbia.
I believe
That makes
so.
sense.
I think the whole
That
thing
makes
was filmed in
sense.
Serbia.
That makes
Um,
sense.
Yeah.
Serbia.
I think this movie, just that point alone, has a lot of more of a realistic tone to it.
Yeah.
It's not very imaginative in like a dream world. It
Well-
brings it does at some points, but it's more
Well, I'm
of
gonna
a
say the
realistic aspect where you can like, oh wow, I can actually see these little things happening.
original world, the original movie felt like a dream world because it was very clearly like England, and then a producer was like, no. Dub all their voices. It's New York now, and it's like that is not okay. But yeah, this is more consistent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was definitely more on the 80s slasher kind of vibe feel. This isn't at all.
No. But they go to Massachusetts. There's a big party in this big mansion, and a young guy. He asks Serena. He's like, "Hey, where's Voight at?" And
Oh,
she's-
you can't skip right through the orgies that are happening right through.
There are orgies.
Nobody
This
pays
whole
attention to the
party-
orgies in any Hellraiser movie.
No, you don't pay
This is the
attention.
movie where it's a very weird party happening. I mean, that kind of, I think, sets up a vibe real quickly. You're like, what the fuck? It's like a very odd.
I guess I
and
wasn't paying too
privileged-
much attention to like the background.
Oh, there was a lot of weird things happening in the background.
Oh.
It's kind of cool to watch.
Now I gotta watch it.
Yeah, I
again.
gotta
Let's see
rewatch
what's going on.
It's just like very, I don't know.
I don't know,
You're like,
I
oh, this is what rich people do. Okay.
Well, anyway, this pretty boy's all like, "Where's that rich guy at? Where's he at?"
Joey. But my friends, was it Joe or Joseph?
He's like Joseph, but the
Joseph,
friends
my friends
call
call
me
me
Joey.
Joey. And she's just
And
like,
then
well,
Serena's
I call
like,
you Joey.
Serena's like, she goes, "Oh, like the girl in Hellraiser 3?" And he goes,
Yup.
"I don't know what that is.
Yup.
What is that?" Her name was Joey.
It was.
But yeah, he meets Voight, the bad guy. Every Hellraiser movie, with the exception of 3, when Pinhead actually was the bad guy. Every Hellraiser movie,
not
like
the bad
the
guy.
Cenobites aren't the bad guy.
They're not.
Not
If anything,
really.
I feel more for them than I do the people, because usually the people kind of suck half
Yeah.
the time.
Oh,
I guess maybe
Especially the first one. I mean,
So-
the Cenobites definitely were not the villains of the first one.
they're not like the primary
Frank.
antagonists. Yeah. Well, like the third one is the only one where Pinhead's the bad guy. And then the fourth one, Angelique's the bad guy, I guess, and that is a Cenobite. But usually,
No, she
was
she
trapped.
wasn't really a
She was something
Cenobite.
else from
She
hell.
was the daughter
she was
of
the princess of hell.
she was the she was the daughter of
the Leviathan?
yes, Leviathan. Thank you.
Is that in the
Words I can't
expanded
say.
material?
No, I'm pretty
That's
sure
not
she
in the-
was.
that's not in
I'm
the
sure she was.
movie.
I thought she was the daughter of the Leviathan because they kept calling her princess.
Yeah, but that could just be a
I
term they
could.
throw around.
Well,
Or
yeah,
she was
'cause
the daughter of Leviathan.
Pinhead says like she's from a different like sect of hell or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I thought
so-
she was. Wasn't this like she used to live in the labyrinth or something like
I don't know.
that?
She's like in upper class hell on the
Yeah.
upper west side of hell. Pinhead is like from South Central hell. I don't know. But anyway, this is our bad guy, Voight. So he's
Yes.
like the
Fuck this
guy,
guy.
the human bad guy. But yeah, I
Yeah,
love how
fuck
he's just
Voight.
like baiting this dude. He's like, it's a puzzle. You should really play with it. Come on, play with this puzzle. Come on, play with it. Play with it.
That happens a lot in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, solve this puzzle.
Yeah,
Just
solve
do it.
Entire franchise. Puzzle time.
So,
Let me
like I
get the
said-
weird girl that like we throw into a crazy house to solve problems nonstop. What?
So he gets the guy to mess with the puzzle.
Yeah.
By the way, it's now,
Okay, if you're ever asked to go through down the hall to double doors, meet me there in 10 minutes and solve this puzzle,
yeah.
don't
No,
do it.
yeah.
Just don't do it.
Well, I mean, in the
Unless-
real world, it's not a problem.
Is this what you normally do?
What do you do on your weekends?
No, I'm just saying, like, if someone
That's a good
said,
question.
if someone said play with this puzzle, I wouldn't assume demons were gonna come after me.
No, you don't trust anyone who
In
asks
a
you to solve a
mansion?
puzzle.
Oh.
All right, you go to this weird mansion where weird shit's happening all around, and you're why is he also by himself?
The kid?
Yeah.
Oh, I think they say he was a sex worker.
That's
so
what I thought they said he
It's-
was.
He didn't want to be tied down with anyone else. He's like, there is a billionaire here. That is my
That-
target. What do
That
they
is my sugar daddy.
What do they call that? A John?
John?
No. When a prostitute targets
John?
a guy, I think they call it a John. I don't know.
I don't know enough about
I'm not
sex
up to
work,
date on
unfortunately.
my prostituting vernacular or vocabulary.
I guess we got to start finding out. Yeah.
Yeah,
We gotta
yeah.
do
I'm gonna hit
we have
the
to do
streets.
some-
I'm
yeah,
gonna
we have to
find
do
out.
some
I'm
research,
gonna hit
real
the
life
streets and
research.
find out.
Yeah. Next
Don't
thing you
bring it
know,
up.
I
Don't
have
bring
to,
it up at family parties. So. Monica, where's Tony? It's like, oh, he's hitting the streets.
Next thing you know, this show is just sex workers. We're just like that. Not even sex, just straight up like street prostitutes.
We needed to investigate to
there's
really
nothing wrong with
understand.
We had a
sex work,
question
but-
about a prostituting term, so Tony got real invested. Like,
They
got
became
real
our
into the
best
world.
I mean, we could have used
friends.
Google, but no.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Have to film in the mornings now.
so Voight makes him play with the box, and it stabs him, and he starts like hallucinating. They definitely changed. This is a different box. They definitely changed what the box does in this
Yes.
reboot, which
Yeah.
I'm fine with.
What
That's
did you think when you first saw it, though?
fine. I was
when you-
like,
'cause
why is
they-
it so long?
Yeah, I was so curious, but I didn't. I
mean,
didn't
it
get the
changed
initial
into
like.
a
I hate it.
longer thing in
Two.
right?
Well,
It turned into the
after
Leviathan's diamond.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after this, it turns into the Leviathan diamond. As the guys, it's pretty funny. The dude's all like, "Oh, Leviathan, I want to talk to you." Meanwhile, the sex worker's like, "Oh my god!" He's like,
the
being
Hulks
ripped
are
up
like
in the face.
ripping him
Yeah.
apart.
He's like, "Ah!" I wanted him to be like, "Shush, buddy. Listen,
did too.
Leviathan." Which I was actually excited for because we said in our Hellraiser 2 review, available on Patreon, $2 tier. YouTube channel member, $2 tier. It's just the $2 tier. You get so many videos at the $2 tier.
I am on the $5 tier. I don't watch them. Sorry. I guess I now gotta watch them.
Well, the $5 tier on Patreon, you get commentary tracks.
Yeah, I don't listen to those.
You're in. Okay.
Help us sell
I
that.
only get a couple.
You've done a bunch of them, actually. Anyway, listen.
But it's great, guys.
I said, like, we haven't seen Leviathan since then.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, it's kind of weird. Leviathan never showed up. And then, like, a day after I aired that episode, the trailer came out and they showed Leviathan. I'm like, oh, never mind. Leviathan is back.
I would love to see more of the Leviathan.
Swirly. It's
Huh?
just a bunch of swirly clouds, right? Like-
Yeah, he's a little shy in this one. He's just like, it's not the 80s anymore. Leviathan's probably put on some weight. He's like, cover me in clouds. Cover me in clouds. I don't want to show off. They're going to make fun of me. Anyway, so, and then Hellraiser pops up on the screen. And then we hear our main character, Riley. She's getting plowed by her boyfriend.
Yeah, she is.
And he pops the L word out a little too early for her.
Don't do that. Guys, don't do that.
Made it real awkward.
Oh, can I just tell you the most awkward thing that's ever happened to me during sex was this guy literally said we'd make cute theater babies together. I was like, I don't know what the fuck was that.
What the fuck does that
Because he knew I liked theater and like that was it. Like this was
If I put these two words together, it'll do something.
yeah, I just graduated high school.
Okay.
Knew I was like going to school for theater and he's like, naked girl, she likes theater. Just you know what? Just don't talk. Just don't talk.
make
please.
theater bait.
Please don't talk.
Because girls in high school, they love hearing about babies. That's their favorite thing that's their favorite topic to come up during sex. Anyway,
Swear to God, I was
what
like,
the fuck, Crystal? God damn it. Are you in therapy? Are you
I actually am.
Okay, good.
FYI, it now pays for my therapy.
No, you're not allowed to say the name of the site on YouTube.
Shit. I now have it. Jess, can you just bleep it out?
You know how YouTube, they say they like love women and they want to help women? If women try to make money that way, they get very upset. So
It's
you
not
can't
just
say.
a thing. age. It really isn't. It actually has a lot of.
YouTube doesn't care. Sorry, YouTube doesn't care. Anyway,
It pays for my therapy. It really does.
I don't know. I feel like that's a vicious cycle there. But anyway, so she's getting plowed. He says the L word too early. I do like when the roommates are out there. They're like about to have dinner.
Yeah.
And Trevor, her boyfriend Trevor, is like, all right, I'm leaving. And then Riley's like, you guys heard us fucking, didn't you?
And they're like, yeah.
It's a very small apartment.
By the way,
tiny.
this was commercial break 1.
Yes.
And I was so mad the first time because it was in the middle of her line delivery.
It was.
She was like, you just heard us. Applebee's is the best restaurant ever. Like, oh God.
It was so awkward. Next time these commercials, I have to write down what commercials
It's
they
not as bad as Pluto.
Pampers? Oh no, what was Pluto?
No, Pluto
was the
when we did the
Pampers.
relic. Oh, not the relic.
No.
I did do the relic, but when we did the ring, I watched it on Pluto.
Yeah.
And at the very first screen where the girl's face turns blue and everything, it cut to a Pampers commercial, like a hard cut to and then Born to Be Wild Pampers commercial. We edited it into
We
the
did.
episode,
It
and
was
then no one watched that
beautiful.
episode.
It was a really good episode.
The ring episode is so good, and like,
It was really
I'll go
good.
back and watch it.
okay.
Thank
I mean,
you.
watch it just for the Pampers stuff. It's
Yeah,
pretty
just
fun.
scroll to it.
And you know what's funny? Someone called me out because then I played that clip with the Pampers commercial, and then I threw an ad break in after the Pampers commercial. Anyway,
They had to watch double
great.
commercial.
You guys just heard us fucking.
Yes.
Yeah.
so Riley is a recovering addict,
Yes.
much like our friend Riley, who I got clean and sober years ago. Him
for
and Mint
you.
Salad.
Yeah. Love you, man.
Yeah, but this is a girl, Riley. She's a recovering addict, and her brother Matt has to take care of her all the time, and she can't pay the rent. And he's just like, "You gotta get your shit together, lady." And she can't get a job for whatever
They all
reason.
feel like very Brooklyn-esque. Very, very Brooklyn.
Yeah. But they're in Massachusetts.
hipsters.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So I guess
That's
they're.
like, where the
It's
fuck are they?
expensive.
Yeah.
That makes sense for like, how many people? Was it 4 people living in that apartment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't
In
sound
a very
like they're-
tiny apartment.
They don't sound like they're from Boston.
They
They
don't.
don't.
No.
They don't. But
I
yeah,
do
they're
like.
very.
I do like that his boyfriend and the roommate turned down the volume to hear them fighting. I thought that was pretty
Those
funny.
little things, though, are very. This is what I was talking about. Very realistic kind of moments.
Yeah.
You're just like, you can relate. This
Yeah,
movie.
there was
has
a lot
characters
that was
you can relate
relatable.
to.
Yeah,
Yes.
there was a lot relatable into this. Like
I really enjoyed that. It kind of brought you more into the movie. You definitely cared about the characters a lot more than I think any of the other Hellraisers. As much as I love Kirsty, like it just, yeah, it was. I liked those characters.
yeah, like I said, very relatable movie. I usually rip my lips off all the time.
Yeah,
Spent a
yeah. I
ton in
usually just
plastic.
shove pins in random places. Yeah,
Is that part of your therapy?
yeah. It's called
I'm
acupuncture.
feeling sad today. Like, we're gonna put a pin right in your brain, gonna set you straight. Anyway,
Yeah. You know what kind of doctor I'm seeing.
so Trevor, who's got a really nice big apartment. Oh, they met in the
Yes.
12-step program, by the way. So he is a piece of shit, but he does like deliver and transfer art, so he probably makes like a decent amount of money.
That fucking apartment. Okay, 4 people could barely afford this tiny little apartment, and then I saw Trevor's apartment. I was like, oh shit! Especially the one scene where he's going down the steps where he's about to go outside. I was like, that's a nice ass apartment. There's
Yeah.
no. I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
Well,
you find out
tied
a little
to the
bit
twist,
more.
but anyway.
Yeah.
I was
he
like,
tells
oh,
he
shit.
tells her, he's just like, wow, so the shipping yard near us, there's like a box that everyone forgot about, and I know the code, and we can go in there and we'll steal a bunch of rich guy shit. And she's just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I
She
need a
gets pissed
job.
off enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I need a job. So yeah, they go there and they find the box.
This is what I got. A second commercial break was in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
I
got
don't remember when the second one
right,
came.
right as that was happening in the rain, and that's because I went to go get my second cup of coffee.
Well, anyway, I want to say at this point, I really like
go ahead.
Ben Lovett's score. He slowly weaves in the Hellraiser theme, like very lightly throughout the film until the end where it really builds up. And I like when she gets the box, like you start to hear it a little bit. And I thought that was pretty good. Usually with reboots, they rely too much on the classical theme or they just throw it out.
Yeah.
So it's nice to get a nice balance
Yeah, it is.
there. I enjoyed that a lot. But yeah,
Can I ask why they decided to go steal a whole bunch of shit in the rain?
well, they didn't know it was gonna rain.
You're gonna be like, oh, it's raining out. Can we postpone this?
She needed money, So
She needed the money
You could have
now.
waited one day. I was like, damn, it's fucking pouring.
she like makes very rash decisions in this movie.
Yeah,
He
she's
was
not-
very,
And then she
okay.
gets shit-faced because she comes home drunk.
Yeah.
And he's just like, you're drunk. She's like, no, I'm not. He's like, you can barely walk. And she's like, got me.
You jealous?
You're drunk.
Yeah. Are you jealous?
I love that line.
Yeah, she calls him jealous.
I was like, yeah, I'm drunk, you jealous.
And it's like, I don't think he has a problem. He seems to have a good. He's sitting naked with his boyfriend reading poetry from Lord Byron
Yes, I
They're
actually.
guessing. Yeah, they're guessing the game. Like
because it was Shelley
Yeah, they were.
or
Yep.
Byron or whatever Mary Shelley's name was before she got married to Shelley. I forget the name of it.
I think there's a Percy. There's a Percy, Mary, and
Well, Percy
Lord.
wasn't it Percy Shelley,
I don't know.
and then Lord Byron,
Miller Bryan, yeah.
and then Mary Shelley, who was Mary something.
I actually went back and read because I was so curious because I actually loved poetry growing up. So I went back and reread that that poem.
Yeah.
Wow, words. It's called Darkness. Holy fuck! If you read that, it pretty much like it talks about. Actually, wrote it down. Hold on, I got words here. So because I knew I would mess up all my words. It's apocalyptic world. See, that's where I was gonna like get tongue tied. Apocalyptic.
That's not the word.
Fuck.
Apocalyptic. There you go. What's the other word?
World and actually spelled this out. Personifies darkness that takes over. I had to write that out because I knew I was gonna like stumble on those words because it's
A lot of
talking.
people say personifies, but I think personifies is
personifies. Isn't that?
personifies is acceptable, but I think a lot of people say personify.
Is it personify or
I'd like to
I've
take.
always heard
Personify.
personified.
I'd like to take this minute to say that this month's mobile backgrounds that we're putting at our $10 tier on Patreon are Michael Miles themed. Because
even
last
know
year,
that.
Crystal kept calling Michael Myers Michael Miles.
I can't. I have a speech thing.
That's fine. That's fine.
So I had to write that down.
That's fine.
So
We
I could
accept.
try and
You
say
know
things
what? You
correctly.
get a
I'm
puzzle.
trying, guys.
Here's what you do: get a puzzle box.
Uh-huh.
Kill a bunch of sex workers.
I don't want to kill the
Where's this
sex
going?
worker.
And then ask a
No.
big crystal in the sky. Yeah,
that.
you're like, hey,
That's one way to solve the problem.
Yeah,
I
be
have
like,
so many other people that I'd rather kill than sex workers. They can join
can
me.
you make me talk good? Make me talk more gooder,
Can I talk gooder?
and that'll solve all your problems.
Thank you.
Anyway, Matt kicks her out. He's like, I'm done with you. I'm kicking you out.
Yeah.
And I like the boyfriend calls his shit. He's just like, you're gonna get her back. I'm just like, you're
Yeah.
gonna get her back. He like even tells her, he's like, don't leave. He's just gonna look for you later.
Yeah.
So she was definitely not 6 months clean because she still had like a pill thing in her car. And I'm like,
I think it was just for alcohol, not for everything else. She was just
oh,
sober.
it's one of those.
Yeah.
It's one of those. Well, I haven't
Well,
drank it forever. It's like,
that's the
well,
thing.
you're taking a lot of pills. Like, yeah, but it's not booze. It's like,
I actually
okay.
know a couple people in the 12-step program, and
Mm.
that's one of the things where they say, try not to look for an alternative to alcohol.
Yeah.
Don't go just because you see, like in the beginning when she's with Trevor, they're smoking a shit ton.
Yeah.
Not just like cigarettes, but like there's like a thing of bong on the table and stuff like that, and and he's in this 12-step program.
Yeah.
So it's finding that alternative to alcohol, and that's what she was probably doing.
Probably.
But fuck it, let's add both of them in on this night.
Well, now she's got a new drug. It's box.
Box.
She's addicted to box. She sees that box and she's like, I love this
She's
box.
addicted to
Box.
puzzling.
Puzzling. Yeah, she's addicted to puzzling. So she like solves the first configuration. And I like that the blade comes out but then doesn't hit her.
Can I
But
just
she solves it, but like Trevor pushes her to like start playing with the box.
Yeah.
And that's like, you should never trust any, like
Yeah.
we learned earlier, never trust a man that tells you to play with a puzzle.
Just a man.
Just a man.
Just a man. Okay. Okay.
play with your box? Let me watch you play with your box. Don't trust that.
So when a man says, I need you to play with your box, don't trust.
Because there's an issue if he's not playing with the box.
Yeah.
If
Anyway.
he's not playing with your box,
If he
and
doesn't
you have to
know
play
how,
with your box,
then
there's
you
an issue.
really should just walk away.
So she played. God damn you. So she plays with the box, and the blade comes out and misses.
Oh my god.
I thought things were going to be like, I have my family member here, and I thought things were going to
My
be.
new best friend.
Anyway.
Can I just say I love the fact that she it's not just solving the puzzle. It's not just like, hey, let me trace the circle.
Oh, yeah. Every 10 movies
I
of that.
love the fact that it's more than that.
Well, the box is there, because before it used to be all like, boop, boop, boop. Oh, the monster now. Ah!
Yeah,
This
I
one-
mean, you only had to solve the first one, and you were dead.
Again,
Yes.
this was this was made by a wonderful Frenchman, commissioned by, what's his name?
Oh,
Michael Ian Black. Was it Michael Ian Black?
No.
no.
Who was the guy that you like in Hellraiser?
Oh,
4?
Adam Scott?
Adam Scott,
But
commissioned by
he is
Adam
his
Scott.
boss.
Yeah, commissioned by Adam Scott and a magician. Like this one and done.
He's a dark
Whoever
magician.
made this new box, not as efficient, takes too long. It's-
Apparently, there's a comic though where they made I think like 227 of them, and it was actually made by someone totally different who was all fucked up in the head.
well,
Another series of the
well, it's always
puzzles.
Le Marchand, because that's actually how the book starts.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's tons of
And there's-
boxes.
yeah.
They even say in Hellraiser 4, they're like, there's a bunch of boxes.
And then you also see a whole bunch. I think even in the second one, you see a whole bunch of them.
yeah,
But
because
for-
what's his face? Chenard had them.
So I'm very curious.
Remember,
about,
he puts them in the
Yeah.
patient's hands. That was really mean.
They're all the poor mental patients. They're just playing with
They
puzzles.
are all playing with
Yeah.
it.
And then,
So
Oh, poor babies.
I do like that the Cenobites show up and they're like, "What the hell? You were supposed to get stabbed by that." God, well, like no, you fuck up on the first.
plans.
So they're literally like, "That was meant for you. Mm-hmm. Go get someone. Get someone to prick their finger on that. Go now." Pinhead's like, "Oh, you son of a." I really should have written this movie. I don't know why it took so long to get this off. Like, call me up. I'll write your
Can we
reboot.
Can we do a 5-minute of Hellraiser, please? Please.
Yeah, we can be. By the
do a
way,
5-minute?
Brad Jones, he did his Halloween Kills review.
Yeah.
He did a whole little shout out to us in the middle of his
Did he
review.
really? Thank you, Brad Jones.
Yes, for
awesome.
our Halloween in 5 minutes.
Thanks.
Anyway.
Thanks, Brad.
So yeah, her brother comes and he's just
Yes.
like, "Huh?
It is.
What the Crystal, are you on coke? Like, you're very wired right now." Anyway,
I had an energy drink before I came here because I was really tired, and I think it now
So-
kicked in.
so
Sorry,
her
guys.
brother comes and he's all like, "What are you doing?" Because she's like all out of it. I do like the dream where it's
dream
like
is
you
fun.
have to choose another one. She gets the hole in her chest,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
like, although for a minute the chain's coming out of the screen, I'm like, this feels really 2011 3D movie. I'm like, ooh, this is a little rough. But then I like it grabs him, but it's just like a nightmare. But yeah, he pricks his hand on. Well, not pricks. He like stabs his hand
Yeah,
on it,
legit stabs you.
and he's like, "Wait here, drugged up sister. I gotta clean my hand in the bathroom
Did you forget
here."
her name already?
Huh?
Did you forget her name?
Riley.
You can't forget Riley.
I knew it was Riley, like my friend Riley.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I like the transitions between like the real world and hell in this.
It's really cool.
It's really cool. I like he's just in the bathroom, the lights go off, and then it's just like the stone walls and whatnot. I was actually surprised by the restraint. They don't really show the first few kills.
I
Yeah.
don't hate that because
No, I don't hate it either,
I think
'cause-
it builds it up, which is
Yeah.
really cool. It's little by little until we get to the girl. What's her name?
Nora. Yeah,
Until we
'cause
get to Nora's when you really
If you think
see
about
everything.
it, the first guy, you see his leg fucked up, and then he's kind of out of focus, and then this, it just cuts to a scream.
I don't even think you see the things even grabbing his leg. You see
No, the
you
first, no,
hear
you see it, oh god, you see it like in his leg, like
You see
fucking
it
up.
in his leg, but you don't see it grabbing
Oh,
his leg.
yeah, you're
and
right, you're right.
pulling
You don't
him
see it, like,
down,
go
and you
in.
see some of the chains behind what's his face, but
Yeah, so he disappears, and
Yeah,
she's
she
like,
just
well,
hears the
shit.
scream.
Yeah. Then like the cops show up, and she's just like, I'm too drunk and high to remember anything. And they're like, was he even there? She's like, I don't know, maybe. Again, I should really
Maybe.
write this.
I feel
But
like
she
you have some
feels,
personal experience with that. You said that really well.
but she feels guilty about his disappearance.
She does.
She's like, oh man, this one's kind of on me. And also, I have it here. Her character name should have been Sue Ellen Mischke because she never wears a bra.
I don't know who that is.
That is from Seinfeld. That's Elaine's friend who famously never wore a bra.
Okay.
And then the one episode, Elaine buys her a bra and she's wearing it as a top.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jerry and I
know
think
this
Kramer get distracted and they get into a car accident and they try to sue her for being distracting. But yeah, throughout the movie, I'm just like, this chick is never wearing a bra. Like, what's
Hey,
going
good
on
for
here?
her. Bras are a pain in the ass.
One thing I did read, and I didn't notice this, and I have to go back and watch it, but
Okay.
in that bathroom scene with Matt,
Yeah.
apparently, like, they have Tony Todd's, like, signature in the bathroom scene.
really?
Real?
Yeah.
I was gonna say because
cool.
Candyman is a Clive Barker thing.
It is. Yeah, he wrote it.
So they try to do, like, a little, like, Easter egg.
That's
And
cool.
that's-
I enjoyed this more than the new Candyman.
I didn't see it. I was
Yeah,
kind of
I would
scared.
say I was kind of like, I was getting hyped up about Candyman, and I watched it, and I was like,
Candyman's, it felt like they cut a lot, and I know they cut a lot out with like the Helen stuff. It feels like they changed their mind on a lot of things.
Yeah.
And the movie just felt a little disjointed. This was more, I was able to follow this one a lot better. But yeah.
Still good though.
Huh?
Did you enjoy it?
Candyman?
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah, there were things I enjoyed in it. I just think, like, especially toward the end, stuff wasn't like adding up to me.
Yeah.
I need to watch it again and see how I feel.
Felt like there
Okay.
could have been more at the end.
All right.
Well, they definitely changed the ending because Tony Todd wasn't in it, and they're like, "No, we got to put Tony Todd in
All right.
it.
Don't
Reshoot the
say
ending."
what happens. I
Anyway.
still need to watch it.
So yeah, she like is sad, so she's like, "Well, I'm gonna go have sex with Trevor," and she gets scared. She's,
My brother's
goes
missing.
in that door, upset,
yeah,
making out. Was it just kiss me? And then all of a sudden,
yeah,
I'm just
and then she gets upset because she sees the Chatterer, and I don't blame you. That's like the last thing I would ever like on the list of things I don't want to see. During that situation, the fucking Chatterer is like high up on the list.
all right. I mean,
I would think any Cenobite, but
Specifically the Chatterer, though. He's the creepiest one. This isn't the Chatterer. It's inspired by the Chatterer.
Oh, who played the?
Yeah.
The Chatter in this one was played by. He's actually a known actor that plays a whole bunch of different monsters.
It's not Doug Jones.
It's not.
No, not
I
Doug
don't
Jones.
think it would be no.
Holy shit! What is his name?
Look it up. Look it up.
I am.
You could have just said, Jess, put his name here.
No, I want to pretend like I'm intelligent. Well,
I
am
do that shit all the
intelligent.
time. Like, Jess, throw their name there.
All right,
What's
all
their
right.
name?
His name is Jason Lyles.
Okay. What else was he in?
I've seen a whole bunch of images of him do it in a whole bunch of the suits doing a whole bunch of the green screen and all that other stuff. He's done Rampage. He's done Death Note. He's been a whole bunch of
Oh, okay. So he
creatures.
does like motion capture stuff
That's
too?
the words I was looking for.
Oh.
Holy shit, words are hard. Once again. Once again, words are hard. Crooked Man Shadow. He does a whole bunch.
Oh, Crooked Man from like The Conjuring?
The Conjuring 2, yeah.
Okay.
He was the
okay.
Crooked Man Shadow. He a lot of his things say Creature, Clockman, a whole bunch.
Okay,
He's in
that-
Men in Black 3.
That makes sense then.
Yes, he does a whole bunch of those
Yeah.
kind of things.
I like the Chatterer in this.
Yeah,
Looks
I
pretty
think he
cool.
was good.
I
All
mostly
the
like
Cenobites are
all.
cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like all the designs of the.
Well,
Cenobites.
now
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about the Cenobites.
Yes, please.
Okay,
I'm guessing Hell is just done with the leather daddy look.
and I'm okay with that.
Do you think it's because they're like, hey, look, it's actually kind of cruel what they do to cows, and we shouldn't be using them for leather?
I don't think that's
No.
what it is.
You don't think that's it? You
I
don't
don't.
think this is like a more animal-friendly Hell?
I would like to believe that's a situation, but I don't think it is.
I do kind of miss the leather. They don't have to go full on leather, but I kind of miss it a little bit.
We know Tony is into BDSM. Cool.
I
right,
feel like
Tony.
that was like a really important
He didn't
part.
say no
I
to
do
that.
like
All
what,
right.
I do like what they did where like their flesh is ripped and that's what's making their clothes like
I do
Yeah.
like that.
like
too.
Pinhead's skirt is just her legs ripped up. I thought that was really cool.
I like the fact that it's not cow skin, it's human skin leather.
But yeah, no, and I love they all have a little bit of pins in them with the, pearls. Yeah. So they were pretty consistent. But yeah, so they had
they
to put a
look awesome.
Chatterer in there. That's like mandatory, I think.
Surprised they didn't put Butterball in it. I
Yeah.
kind of wish I saw Butterball.
Yeah, there wasn't a Butterball. The girl, and I have more about them later, but the girl, she has her throat ripped like the main girl.
The gasp.
Is that what her name was?
She kind of had like a weird, like a.
Well,
like a
I was gonna
nose
say the throat rip reminds me of the Cenobite in the first two, and then the girl in 3
Oh.
with the throat. But yeah, her head's ripped up, and it
love
looks like
it.
a habit, which is what Angelique was
Yeah.
supposed to have in 4. So I
Yup.
thought that was a little nod to that. But yeah, I think they're cool. I always like the Cenobites. Obviously, CD is the gold standard of Cenobites. The CD Cenobite, obviously, right?
He's the gold standard.
Well, yeah, he's the gold standard.
Okay.
He just looks so happy. His stupid mouth makes him look so happy. He's like, "Hi, I'm CD. I throwing some CD."
That's all he does.
I really,
pretty great.
for the next movie, can we just have CD, but he looks like he did in Hellraiser 3, like he doesn't match any of the other Cenobites. He's just like,
All the Cenobites have evolved to like 2022.
he keeps asking like if anyone's got like a Walkman. They're like, no, I don't have Walkmans anymore. It's like, oh man. I just imagine it being real 90s, like he gets on a
Yes, because all
skateboard.
these
He's like,
90s
oh.
Cenobites, they get all of a sudden blast to the future where they're trying to survive.
He's got like
I'm
a
liking
flannel
this.
shirt
No
tied
one's
around his
scared of
waist.
them.
Yeah, no one's scared of them at all. And they're like, why isn't everyone scared of us?
Eat my shorts. Ah.
It's the rejected Cenobites.
Well, they were
Misfits of
kind of
Cenobites.
rejected in Hellraiser 3. They weren't
Yeah.
proper Cenobites. But
No,
anyway.
but
He
they're
just
the
made them, and he was just like, whatever I can do right now.
there's like God's mistakes and the devil's mistakes. They're like, all right, you burn a couple pancakes.
So anyway, they visit Serena.
Yes.
They're like, we got to look up who owned that thing. And they're like, hey, lady with your lung cancer, what's going on here? And she's
That's
just
exactly
like,
how they talk to her, yes.
yeah. And she's just like, oh my God, that guy I worked with sucked. He killed a bunch of people. I'm kind of responsible for it. He kept calling them angels. He should
I
have known
love
better.
her line. You would think a devil would know a devil.
Yeah.
You'd think a devil would know a devil.
But she's basically like, hey, I'm gonna help you out. Give me that goddamn box. Get the fuck out. And they fight over the box. And right away, I'm like, she's gonna get stabbed.
Yep, we did.
She's gonna get stabbed. And I do like that Serena's just like, as soon as she gets stabbed, she's like, yeah, that's fair. I had this coming. She even says like, it's my fault. Goodbye. See you
Yeah.
later. But yeah, they leave. And I like how she puts the box in the bag and you see the bag like folding because it's like reconfiguring itself. And she tells her like, this isn't the first configuration. Who touched this?
Oh, yeah.
So they bail on her and they're sending her to the bathroom, but then she goes into Hellworld. Not to be
Yes.
confused with
I do like that,
Hellworld's-
also that transition where it just kind of smoothly goes
Yeah.
into like, she's in hell.
Yeah, and she like doesn't realize it yet. She's like, "What? What's going on?"
Yeah.
But she takes her breathing mask off. I do like when she walks in the hallway. There's just like skin wrapped up on like a spinning thing. It's just like, well, that wasn't there a second ago.
What happened to this hospital?
I like the lung breathing Cenobite.
Yeah.
That reminds me of those things. Remember Silent Hill, like the weird
Yeah.
fleshy things.
Oh, that we're all like wrapped up. Like,
Yeah, the Cenobite reminds me of him. We saw Silent Hill in theaters in high school.
we did on my birthday.
That was your birthday.
Great birthday thing.
The funniest thing I remember from that movie, I don't know if you remember this, but there was like a real quiet scene and some guy farted.
I do not remember
Some guy
this.
farted so loud, and then another guy in the theater went, "What the hell is that?"
Don't remember this at all.
These are Tony's memories.
It was the most, it's been what, like 15, 16 years? It's the most memorable part of that movie was just that guy in the theater going, "What the hell was that?"
Wow.
That movie, Silent Hill, wasn't that good. It looked cool.
It wasn't horrible.
The script was pretty bad, but it looked really cool. We had fun watching it.
I mean, I feel like they tried to
They
keep
tried.
to the games at least.
They tried.
It was cool.
The second
the
one
look of
has
it.
the second
Yeah.
one. Pinhead has like a wrestling match. Anyway, not Pinhead.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
you enjoyed that movie?
Yeah, could you imagine Pinhead was in Silent Hill 2? I don't know how they did it.
Well, yeah.
So anyway, let me see here. Oh yeah, I like the jawless Cenobite. That guy was cool too. And he has blades in his eyes. So that would be me if I open up the box. That would be my living
Oh, they
hell.
would know.
Yeah.
Put some blades in your eyes.
Did you see what I posted the other day?
No, I try not to look at your
I
postings.
read a Halloween comic from 2000. It actually tries to bridge Halloween 6 to H2O.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I know, hard. But they go into Michael Myers' backstory, and it says in the asylum he was bullied by a kid named Tony, and then
Oh, God.
he stabbed the kid Tony in the eye with a crown. And I'm like, yep, okay, cool. That was the first Michael
They
Myers
knew.
comic.
Someone please draw
Huh?
Tony
They
being
knew.
stabbed in the eye with a crown.
They knew.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So, Riley does more research on the missing billionaire, and Trevor tries to get rid of the box. He's like, let's just get rid of this thing. She's like, no, it's going to help me find my brother. Don't get rid of it. And he's like, okay.
What was he?
He gives up pretty
I have
quick.
questions about those types of things when he's trying to get rid of the box.
We'll save it for that
I
part.
know.
Yeah. Because I have some questions too. But yeah, she goes to the mansion, just walks right in.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
curious about that. Also,
Well-
how do you find that?
Well, no, she looked it up. She's like, it's not far.
No, she saw.
Yeah, but
it's
like
not
the
far, but-
address, like how do you, is that public? Like,
Well, I'm guessing he disappeared, so they probably are like, do you know the guy who lives here? Can you find him?
I don't think
I
he
think-
would be a type of person where you can just easily find his address. Also, it was pretty.
Well, no, it's a mansion. You think about it. There are people where you know where their mansions are. Or
But you
where they
couldn't
live.
even get out of his. They couldn't even drive out to the street.
Well, no, that was later on when
Yeah.
things are all. That
It's a little
was they
dark, but
weren't.
clearly there's some woodsy areas. There's a big.
Well, she found it. I don't know. Lazy writing. I don't know. Take it up with David S. Goyer.
Yo, listen, David.
Be like, hey, Blade 3 was a mistake. And also your Hellraiser movie.
Yeah, she just walked in.
But she gets
and you
there.
would think it would be like, if it's that easy, and there was so much nice shit. Like, you would have fucking steal most of that shit.
Well, he built that nice big metal cage over the whole goddamn house.
true. I guess that keeps
Yeah.
it safe.
No,
Yes.
because she walked in. And this bitch could walk right in. Anyone could walk in.
Well, I think she's being let in. But yeah, so she
No, he's
like,
mad. He's mad that she.
well, no, she
He
goes.
doesn't know that. Does he know that? We'll
No,
save
we'll-
it.
we'll
We'll
get
save it.
But anyway,
I
look,
got questions now.
She goes to the mansion. She finds a bunch of journals. But like by the way, the musical score is really starting to kick in here.
Yeah.
But she's looking at like the drawings of the Cenobites, and in the journals is like, they appear to me again. They look crazy. And it's like, this happens in like a bunch of like, there's some movies where they don't know, like I don't think Frank knew what the Cenobites were until he saw them.
Yeah.
But then there's other stuff like Dr. Chenard where he like seemed a little more clued in. It's like,
Oh, he had like tons and tons of research.
so like one look at the scent, like if this came out and they're like, I'm an angel, we'll give you awesome stuff, keep doing what you're doing, I'd be like, well, no, I'm good, buddy. They're like, this is the greatest thing ever. It's like, fucker, you got pins in your head. I'm not, but like in this
He's
one,
clearly not sane.
but this guy is like, I can't wait to see them again. They're great. And they're going to
But that
give me
happens a
everything I
lot.
want. It's like, they got their fucking nipples have like leather in them and their jaws are missing.
But these guys are looking for new kicks, okay? New kinks, new kicks.
Exactly.
It clearly sucks.
He says that he
it
has.
clearly sucks.
Well, he even says like he has later in the movie how he has everything he's ever wanted.
Yeah.
And he's still bored. Like you get to a level like there is so much crazy shit in this world where you have to be like, what the fuck? Why'd you do that?
Yeah.
Really? You're questioning normal human normal human behavior?
I'm just
really?
saying, if someone said, hey, we got all these awesome things, and the person saying it looked like
If
that,
someone
I'm
is
like, oh
offering
no,
you
this is a
anything
con.
you ever wanted,
You're trying to scam me. Get out of here.
yeah, now you're thinking logical. Most people don't think logical.
I'm sorry. I thought the rich billionaire was thinking logically. My bad.
Yeah, clearly.
I'm used to billionaires being very logical. Okay?
Yeah, because watching someone get ripped to shreds, yeah, you have a logical way of thinking right there, huh?
Yeah, I don't know why he sees that and goes, these guys probably won't screw me over. It's like,
No.
no, they probably will, to be honest.
Because he thinks he solved it. So he's
Yeah.
like more.
Yeah.
Now he's going to be like
Powerful.
a leader of hell. Like now
Yeah.
he's going to be welcome into their power.
So the box has 6 configurations. You get to ask the Leviathan at the end for something.
I have
It's like he's a genie.
So this is
Yeah.
where I went down the rabbit hole when I saw the drawings and what each configuration means.
Okay.
The lament, obviously, and it means that you that's life.
Yeah. Which is what the box was called in the old film series.
Yes,
They call it the lament configuration.
configuration.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it's been called. But then there's lore. So my whole thing was also looking at how you also later in the movie you find out it's more of a monkey paw, where it's
It's like, yeah, careful.
these
what
are
you
the
wish-
things. Yeah, careful
Yeah.
what you wish for because you might legit get like
Yeah.
it's not what you actually want. And it's lament supposed to give you life, but it's really grief. It's like,
Yeah.
what is life? Also,
Yeah.
it makes you think of like a lot of things. Sure, one thing can mean one thing to one person, but it's also on perception and your own opinion. So even like, lore, great.
From a certain point of view, as Obi-Wan Kenobi says.
oh, look at that. Thank
And I'm
you.
not going to say anything bad about the new Star Wars.
Why we gotta talk about Star Wars?
No, I said I'm
I was
not.
literally
Okay,
trying to talk about
I'm
things
not
that I
going to
learned,
mention
and then he
anything
goes
bad
into-
about
We
it.
still have
Why do we have
4 more configurations to get
Okay,
through.
okay, okay, okay.
down? We got
All
lore.
right, all right. No one talk about how terrible the Obi-Wan show was. Now go.
Shut up.
All right, now we got lore, which means it's going to bring you knowledge. But also lore, what lore means, it's more of a traditions that are passed down. So what kind of horrible things can you like if someone picked lore, what horrible things would actually happen?
Well,
it doesn't say anything about all of knowledge or becoming the smartest person.
What if you got like, what if you did all this and they gave you lore for like something completely useless, like yeah.
Oh God, what are you gonna pull out?
Here's an example, like, oh, you choose lore. We're gonna give you the knowledge of all the different versions of Highlander 2.
Yeah, I would be
now
really
have
pissed.
the knowledge of the director's cut. Well, no, that's Highlander 1.
I killed all these people just for Highlander.
Now you know the difference between the Renegade version and the theatrical cut and the problematic production and how it doesn't fit with the established film. That's all in your head now. You're like, that sucks. Me, I'd be like, I already knew that. Why I have this useless lore, you asshole. Keep going.
Laundrant? Would you say?
Laundry detergent?
Yes, laundry detergent. I don't know how to say it.
I don't.
Laudrant? How would you pronounce that?
I would say laudrant.
Yeah, laudrant. It's actually, if you take it from the Latin word laudate, and it means actually to be praised, because I actually took a while to figure that one out. It actually is from the Latin word that means to be praised, to commend. That one's actually for love.
Okay.
So what would you think would be a bad thing for love? Like, what would be the worst thing if someone would be like too much love? Suffocation of love?
Yeah.
What would,
Yeah, probably.
Like they love you too much. Yeah.
well, yeah, what would be a monkey paw if you wished for love?
Maybe you like fall in love with like something you can't have. I don't
Oh,
know.
I just watched a Creep Show episode of that. Actually, what it reminds me of,
Okay.
where she was in love with him. He put a spell in. They're in New Orleans, and she put stuff in. He put stuff in her water, and she had to drink it. And it was, if you put too much of it, now all of a sudden she would love you until like, no matter what, for all of eternity, basically.
Yeah.
So he kept coming. He kept coming a lot. Or the witch doctor made her, or whatever she would be, would make her come alive. I'm really great at telling stories.
Yeah, you're really good. You're really good.
Just the person would not leave you alone for all of eternity.
Oh, yeah,
That would be hell.
backfire.
That would be hell.
backfire.
That's what I
backfire.
kind of meant to say. Liminal, which was the sensation,
Okay.
which we find out a little bit later about. Liminal, I couldn't really find out where the hell that word really came from.
I've heard
but
that word a
it
lot
means relating to or situated in a sensory threshold. A lot of times it's more used in like in between a transition. So you would say in liminal state between life and death. Or
Okay.
a lot of times it's mainly used like, it's a liminal state between childhood and adulthood. Like teenage years kind of suck.
Okay.
Kind of transition. It
I,
means
don't know,
like
I had fun in
threshold.
my teens. I once saw the movie Silent Hill and a guy farted in the theater in my teens.
There's Lazarus.
I know what Lazarus is.
Go ahead.
Resurrection, like the biblical story of Lazarus, when Jesus was like, shit, that guy's dead? Not anymore.
This is a great retelling. You should do the whole Bible.
I really should.
5 minutes of the Bible.
I really should do the whole Bible.
5 minute of the Bible.
And then Noah was like, I need 2 of every animal so I can make more animals. And then someone said, like, won't they have like severe like mental disorders due to inbreeding? And then Noah said, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
When we find that bridge, then we'll
God.
cross it.
And that's why dinosaurs don't exist. See, I'm pretty good at that.
I think
So
we could-
Lazarus is resurrection.
Yes.
And
we could probably-
also,
what?
that's the name of the magical bubble bath that Ra's al Ghul takes to come back to life in Batman.
I should have known he would have brought Batman in this.
multiple times.
Did you know
too.
the writer of this worked on the best
Oh my
Batman movie?
God. So we can clearly know what would be bad to happen with that.
Yeah.
There's also, that's where I actually went to a deeper hole in looking at the Lazarus syndrome,
Okay.
which is petrifying. It's one of those things where basically they think you're dead, or you say you have you're dead after cardiac arrest, and then all of a sudden your cardiac like basically restarts. But you're like, there's stories of them waking up in the morgue kind of thing, or it's like where a lot of those stories of like waking up and you're already buried and shit like that. Oh, I went to a scary hole.
I don't know if that
I didn't
happens
like that shit.
anymore, but because they
It's a rare tradition, but it still happens.
I was gonna
It's still-
say-
it's a rare thing that happens, but it still happens.
in the first world,
Yes.
because they embalm you.
reading
I don't
the-
think you're gonna wake up in this.
It's a lot of it's before the embalming.
Oh,
now,
okay,
But
okay.
like you wake up
I'll
in the
give
morgue.
you that, but
You wake up in a fucking morgue or something like that.
Yeah.
because I heard old stories like they used to put like a little
That's
bell.
why, that's why they have the grave shift hour and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And blah, blah, blah.
There's a movie over there called The Lazarus Effect. I never saw it. I think Olivia Wilde's in it.
Oh, yeah. I never saw it either, but I know what you're
She
talking
just
about.
did that Don't Worry Darling movie. Talk about that another time.
All right.
Anyway.
All right. So then you have The last one, the Leviathan, which in Hebrew Bible features a represent powerful enemy. Hebrew root meaning, which is interesting. It's a Hebrew root that means twist, turn, wind, and coil.
Okay.
And then
Leviathans, we talked about it. Leviathans usually known for like a snake type creature and whatnot.
Like a sea monster is usually what it is.
Yeah.
It's
So it's
usually
weird
a
they gave
sea
it to like the big
monster, or it's like a
diamond.
demon of darkness and chaos, which I find interesting. If it's like a demon of darkness and chaos, yes, I can understand the darkness, but the chaos. Leviathan in Hellraiser actually hates the humans because he like law and order. And he hates the humans because they tend to represent more of the chaos.
Yeah.
Which is why he basically wants to like turn all the humans into hell. Like,
Yeah, this is a
into
lot
hell
less
and-
chaotic right there. That's pins in the heads.
I think that's law
Pins
and
in
order.
the heads will
That's
set
law and
them
order.
straight.
Yeah.
It will.
It's acupuncture, Tony. It's acupuncture. That's all I
And
have to say.
that was the configurations. Thank you for
You're
that.
welcome.
Anyway, so
That's all I wanted to say.
okay.
Now you guys can do the movie without me. That's all I really
Okay.
want to
You're
talk
just gonna
about. That's
roll
all I
off.
want to talk about because I went into like
Okay.
hours into that.
Riley sees her brother.
What's her brother's name? Do you know?
Matt.
There you go.
And his boyfriend's name is
Ding,
Colin.
ding, 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 ding. The girl's name is?
Nora.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know all their names. Anyway, Matt's all like, I'm dead. Bring me back. And this reminds me, I do like that he's skinless for like a second. Because this reminds me of like in Hellraiser 2 when Frank was pretending to be Larry. And he's like,
Yeah.
I'm in hell. You got to bring me back.
Yep, it's his back. So
Yeah,
she
yeah.
touches it and she sees it in a mirror.
I like
Ooh.
that. That's the only like real skin. I mean, I know the Cenobites have their skin, but that's the
Yeah.
only like skinless guy you ever see in this. And it's not for long. It's pretty
Yeah,
quick.
I
There's
don't
another kind of Frank reference coming up soon too.
I'm thinking if like she was to actually resurrect him, like that's what you would get.
It probably
or
would have been
something.
something like that.
It would be a Frank situation.
Yeah, but then her roommates come in.
Fuck Frank. Sorry.
Her roommates come, or the boyfriend, the brother's boyfriend, and Nora, Colin, Nora, and Trevor come in.
There we go. Thank you.
And they're like, "What's up? What's going on here?" And she basically tells them like, "Hey, there's like something going on. I've been researching this." Trevor goes to make some drinks, and he goes, "What's your pleasure, ma'am?"
What's your pleasure, ma'am?
And I screamed woke at the screen. I said, "That's not the line. It's what's your pleasure, sir?" And I threw something at my TV, and I put a hole through my TV. So I don't know how the movie. I don't know how the movie ends. How's the
Throw
movie
something
end?
at you.
How's the movie end after that point?
I don't know.
Oh, no, I'm kidding.
A bunch of people die, you know.
Oh, well, spoiler. But
I like
no,
how
I saw.
that would be the most woke thing out of this entire movie.
But I did like the "What's your pleasure, ma'am?" I went, okay, you get a few quotes. That's not how I would have done that, but okay, you get a few quotes.
How would you have done it?
Go ahead, tell us.
Oh, you see, now you're stuck.
I would have just did it the way it's meant to do. I wouldn't be like,
Oh, he wanted it in like
let's-
what is at the beginning?
let's make some drinks. What's your pleasure, ma'am? Like that's.
I think
stupid.
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. They threw it in a key line.
He should have said "sir." I mean, it would have been very confusing for that scene. And when she goes, "Why did you just say that?" And you could be like, "That's the line from Hellraiser." I really should have written this. You're making me
That would have like.
I'm glad you're inspiring me to be a writer. I am writing multiple
Oh,
things.
I used to like you on the show. Now I'm
I didn't know what I did to inspire that.
you said I was so good at recapping
Don't tell
the
him
Bible.
anything. Don't tell
Okay,
You said
him.
I was
no.
good at writing
No more
dialogue.
compliments.
Recapping the Bible doesn't mean you're a good writer.
I don't know what you're talking about. Of course it is. It's the greatest book ever written. So if you can recap it, you must be a good writer.
Honestly, I could think of a better scene where he says, "What's your pleasure, ma'am?"
What is it?
He could have offered her some other kind of drug.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, with Riley, you can
Yeah.
have like all the pills. Like, what's
Yeah.
your pleasure? Yeah.
That's what he should have said when he was on top of her. When Trevor was on top.
Oh, that too. See,
What's your pleasure,
we already
ma'am?
came up with better scenarios for
Yeah.
this.
I don't know. I feel like she was like, "Did you just call me ma'am? Like, get out of me. Go away." Anyway, so Riley comes with the plan to summon the Leviathan to resurrect her brother, and then Nora, she's like flicking the buttons, moving all stuff around, and she
What are you
opens
doing,
up a
freaking
secret
handles?
room. And she forgets to ask a man for advice, so she goes into the room and gets trapped. And I was like, well, saw that coming a mile away.
Yeah.
So she's stuck in the thing, and she's like, "Help! Help! Help!" And then it turns out Voight's alive, and he's got a machine
I
in his
wasn't
chest.
expecting that.
No.
I actually was not expecting him to be alive still.
I knew something was up because, like, why would they go to his man if it's just a new cycle with the box? Like, I knew I didn't know exactly what was gonna go on, but
After watching this, I'm like, oh wait, I should have seen this coming. But while I was watching that, I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, so he's got like a big machine in there.
But it
He,
also is like Hellraiser 2, where he's like hiding in like little secret cubbies.
Yeah,
and
because
it's, like,
Chenard had like secret rooms and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, he like stabs Nora.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
He's
just
getting
like,
tired of waiting.
Does he actually stab her in the back or in the front? I thought he stabbed her in the front.
No, he stabbed her in the back.
I saw afterwards it was in the back.
No, I think he stabbed her in the back. It was a little dark in there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So I
he
got
stabs
confused for
her. And they're like, well, we got to get out of here. I do like that when they're putting her in the van, she goes, I hear bells. Because that's always like the sign that they're coming. And it's actually in the book before I fell asleep last night when I was listening to the book. He has a whole thing where he's like, Frank didn't even notice the bells that started chiming in the distance and whatnot. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's just like, I hear them. Because you get drugged when you get stabbed by this thing.
No, not necessarily.
Well, yeah, when they stab you, they start to like get all dizzy and hallucinate and whatnot before the demons come for them. But they're trying to get out.
That does make sense now. Now I'm like rethinking. It was her drugs that made her
Well,
all loopy, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
the
it
drugs
didn't
made
stab
her loopy. Everyone else gets
Everyone
stabbed.
else, yeah.
But they're trying to drive away, and I like that like hell is starting to invade the real world. Like you see like the floor fall away, and then like the
That's
road
actually
gets messed
really
up.
cool. I was wondering what they were gonna do
Now,
with that.
Did you guys have problems with the later half of this movie being too dark?
You mean like the scenes where like you
Yeah.
couldn't see the TV?
Yeah.
No.
I didn't have that problem, but some people did. Jay from Red Letter Media, he did a tweet about it that got like pretty big because other people were having the same issues. I guess it depends on what your TV is.
Yeah. I
And then,
recently
like-
changed mine to. I have an older TV. I just recently changed it to like movie or cinema. I forget what it was. It was like movie version.
it is a
And it
big-
made a huge difference.
It is a bigger issue because like there are like the way they compress stuff from streaming, it doesn't really match everywhere on every single TV. Apparently the new Game of Thrones show is having problems with it.
Oh.
But I personally didn't have like my Samsung
No.
TV played it fine. I just wanted to know if you guys had that.
No, I have
problem,
an
too.
old shitty TV and
Yeah.
it was fine.
Sorry guys, we didn't have that problem. We saw everything
Anyone have a
fine.
problem? Yeah.
I loved like the van turning into hell, like them getting like further and further away.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I wish like the other movies like played around with that more. We never really see the transitions outside of like
No.
the first and second one. Because in the third one, it's just like, oh, I turned a corner. Oh, it's hell now. And then,
Yeah.
like the fourth
Yeah.
one, they're like, what's this door lead to? Oh, hell. We're in hell.
There's some I don't even think they went to hell.
Yeah, a lot of them they didn't go to
No,
hell.
it was
Yeah.
just like something happened to them.
Rip, rip, rip.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Yeah. Or like the hell is in their mind or something like that. But no,
Yeah.
I like everything's getting further and further and she can't move.
Yeah, you're going more into that world.
Yes. But yeah, Pinhead, like, this is when she like finally starts talking a lot. And she's all like, hi, I'm Pinhead.
Do you see Pinhead though before this?
Yeah.
You see her in the like when Riley first opens the box.
Was that Pinhead?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell if that was her.
The
or not.
girl
like,
talks
she
to her,
didn't
but then
talk,
Pinhead
right?
says, if not you, another. And then she
Yeah,
like,
okay.
yeah. But yeah, she's like telling Nora, she's all like, we're gonna mess you up. And she pulls the pin out of her head, no worm on the end.
Yeah.
Very different than Hellraiser 3, where he had worms on the end of his pins
I
for
know.
some reason. By the way, you look how big those pins are. I'm like, I don't know if those could all fit in your head and not like bump into each other and shit. Are some bigger than others?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Just to make it work.
You gotta pick the right one.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
the shorter one's over here. The longer one's over here.
You ever
This is
think-
this size pin. And this is that size pin. Okay,
You ever
I'll
think
go
she
with that
pulls
one.
out like a small one? She's like, oh, that's
You just put it back.
Oh, damn it.
Thanks, Christian. We're good. Sorry about that.
But I do like that she puts it through her throat.
I
didn't expect
love
the camera to go
this.
into her throat and be like,
that was cool.
that was cool. And then like the Chatterer like holding her as they like rip her back up and he's just like licking her blood and stuff. It was so
I
gross.
love just that entire scene.
Yeah. And I do love that their bodies disappear. So she gets like yanked and then just blood falls in the van. They're like, what the fuck happened to Nora? Like they were so
We have to
confused.
talk about the lines though during this scene.
Oh, yeah, what did
It
she
was
say?
Beautiful. Who
That-
is it that you pray for?
Oh yeah.
What is it you pray for? What is it you pray for?
Or yeah, she's like salvation. She's like heaven.
what is it that you? I wrote this down because I thought it was before. Like, what do you pray for? What is it that you pray for? What is it you pray for? Salvation. And what does it feel like? A joyful note without change, without end. Heaven. There's no music in that. And then she goes, please. But this is so much more. The body can be made to feel, and you'll feel it before we're through. I was like, damn. But
And that girl seems so nice. I felt bad for that girl.
I did too. She was so nice.
Like, what? I'm not supposed to be here. I didn't look for any of this.
That's the thing that's interesting because in the second one, the Pinhead comes out and goes, wait, because the girl opens the box, and it's like, it's not the hands that we it's not the hands we look for, but the desire.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So they went after someone else.
That's what terrified me when I was younger too, to be like, oh, you could just be an innocent person and just open this box and like you could be fucked up.
I mean, he still could have killed her if he wanted to. I think he was just like, we got a bigger target. That'd be more satisfying.
But I don't think they weren't really looking for her at all. Like, it just...
But remember, because the robot opens it in 4, and they're like, fuck this robot. And they blow the poor robot up. Monica's favorite character. Aww. And all of the... Would you have loved... Even though it didn't make sense, would you love if the robot was in this?
I would have.
What if
he was like a little statue in the, like...
What if they were like... What if they were like, why was he a billionaire? It's like, oh, he was working on this new line of robots, and it was just a robot going... It's going to be used in a space station one day.
But I think the box is really opened by everyone that they at least have some type of desire, curiosity about solving it. I think the little girl in the second one was just solving a puzzle because that's what she does.
Yeah, well, like again, this is a different box. It's a whole different set of rules. So this one, it has your blood, you're marked.
Do you like that better than the original?
It depends. I do have one issue coming up. But anyway.
I do like the knife, the stabby stab.
Yes,
I do
the stabby stab. Yes,
like
that's what
stabby
it's
stab.
called. That's what it's called, Crystal.
Thank you. That's what it does.
Oh, I have it here. I like the flat face Cenobite. It reminds me of this guy right here. He's got the flat face. His face is just on a fucking thing. That was really cool. And I like Pinhead's voice.
Really cool one. I do too.
Pinhead tries to convince Riley to keep going with the box. She's like, no, throw that box away. Like, you should do stuff with the box. Kill those other guys. They suck. And then like Pinhead like marks her with the thing. She's like, I can take your soul at any time, but if you find 2 other people, it's fine. It's same with this Pinhead. They love
making deals.
They love making deals. They like playing fast and loose with their own set of rules.
They do.
And it's like, I could see why the Leviathan's just like, oh my God, this guy again. Make a new guy.
I need my law and order.
I need my law and order.
So now is that the rules are either you make a deal, you solve the Leviathan, or you bring the Leviathan, when it's the Leviathan back into the first formation. What are the other ways you can stop it? Now it's someone take your place.
Yeah, it's basically...
It was kind of the first one, like make a deal, kind of like what Kirsty did.
Yeah, it's not as good as that. But yeah, she basically says, I'll take your soul unless you find 2 other people.
Yeah. Was there any other way you can break it? Wasn't there another way you can break it?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, the rules are not really written.
Riley refuses. Mm-hmm. So Pinhead sends the Chatterer after them. And I actually I don't think we've ever seen the Chatterer actually use his teeth as a weapon.
No.
But he like fucking gnaws that guy's arm. But then she stabs the Chatterer. And I'm like, I feel like that shouldn't count. Right?
I had 2 problems with this scene. One, okay, so he completely ignores what's his face?
Oh, Colin. Because he wasn't...
He completely ignores Colin. I was like, okay, that makes sense because he wasn't going after her until he was going after Riley.
Yes.
So why does he then bite Trevor?
I think it's just because he was in the way of Riley, and he just he wanted to get rid of that guy because he was helping keep her alive. He's not intentionally.
He wasn't he didn't.
I don't think
like
he was going
really
out of his way
though.
to kill him. I think he just wanted to get him out of the way to get to her.
I don't think he was really in his way that much though.
I don't know, but the problem I have with it is I don't think the box should work on the Cenobites.
I don't think so either.
I feel like that was
looking for a. Is it technically looking for a soul?
I feel like that's a soul the Leviathan already has.
He does already have it because he owns it. And that's his army. So you're not.
Yeah, I feel like they might have
trading a soul.
I feel like they might have written themselves into a corner there.
I think they did with that.
I guess that's one of the ways you could escape it if you just stab the other Cenobites and call it a day.
it is a trade, but it should have been like a trade with a soul.
What I do like is that like the chatter knows what's going to happen and just totally accept it. He just walks back, he's like, all right. And then you just rip him
and
apart.
so does Pinhead. Pinhead's just like,
Pinhead's like, all right.
Is that it?
Yeah, just like that. Yeah. So their new plan is to trap the Cenobites and use the box on them. So the Cenobites can't come into the building because of the metal
you also
grid
can't
around
go
them.
through a gate or destroy a gate, even though you can destroy other things.
Yeah, apparently, I guess because the designs on the metal.
On the gate, though?
I guess,
yes, on that house, but not the gate. I didn't think once they're trapped against a wall, you couldn't break a gate, because they're able to break
I don't know how
everything
strong
else.
they are.
No, they're able to break so much other shit.
I guess so. I don't know.
I guess
but
he
anyway.
made something special to his gate. I don't know.
But yeah, around this point is where it's revealed that Trevor has been working for Voight
Bum, bum, bum.
the whole time. He was paid by Voight, so he he targeted Riley. I guess he did catch feelings for her because he did want to get rid of the box at one point, which he brings up. He's like, I tried to stop it. It's like, yeah, but you didn't.
Did they
Not
say
really.
how long they've been dating for? I don't know. Was that
well,
in
she
the
was
moment
clean
kind of
6 months and they met in the 12 steps. So I want to say for a few months, probably.
thing?
Yeah.
Do you think he was actually on 12 steps or just in 12 steps looking for a victim?
It might be both. Might be both. But yeah, he's been working for him. He's like, sorry, I got a little fucked up. I'm going to fix things. Don't worry. Don't worry. Meanwhile, the thing is like twisting his nerves in his stomach.
Yeah.
He's like, ah! So the lung Cenobite chases them. And I love that they think this is going to be easy because it's like slow. It's like, ah! And then it gets in. She's like ready to stab. And then it like undoes its wires and starts running like crazy. They're like, oh, fuck.
That was cool. That was actually really cool.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I didn't expect that. They trap it in a cage, which is pretty funny.
I guess like in the middle.
Yeah, he's like, ah.
And you see the skin kind of pulling.
Yeah, like
through.
eventually
I was
the
like, that's
skin,
actually
you see
really
the
cool.
skull underneath. Kind of like this guy. It's kind of like this guy where you can take his skin off and it's like a skeleton.
Does he have a brain?
It looks
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. This is Clive Barker's Tortured Souls. Not to be confused with the Hellraiser pin.
What's
That's
that
Cenobite.
one?
That's just another tortured soul. These are
Is
all the
it?
tortured souls. I also have the small ones. These are the ones Joe gave me.
So where are they from though? Like that chick.
It's just it was a toy line that Clive Barker designed.
That's really fucking cool.
Yeah, they're cool.
You go, Clive Barker.
I'm just mad they're not in scale with the Hellraiser ones. So, like, I wanted to put them all together, but like Pinhead towers over them.
Are these all the ones that came in the toy line?
I think there's one more that's in my office, and then there's smaller 6-inch ones. Careful, they'll like fall and drop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't
Anyway.
want to touch that.
So
they're really,
they-
really fucking cool.
So they
Clive
trap
Barker's
him.
head is fucked up.
So they trap him, and then Voight reveals himself.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh my god, when I did the thing, they put a machine in me, and it hurt. It like messes with my nerves, but it's randomized, and they stop it for a while, so I'll never grow. That's the thing. Like I can't grow numb to it because they allow me to rest, and then they do it randomly. That does have to suck. Just having your
That's-
nerves. Ugh.
Sensation, baby.
Yeah. And he is like miserable, but he can put a suit jacket on. I thought that was cool. He was able to put his suit jacket on. He wanted to dress nice for the fucking
You
demon,
have
I guess.
to.
Well,
he's got going for him now.
so he basically tells him, he's just like, ugh.
Was there a cutout? Did you see his
Yeah.
back thing?
Yeah,
There
it
was a
looked
cutout.
like almost like a key in the back.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's what I thought. But if you put your suit jacket on and then you got to kind of like twist
I
it
think
in
he,
a
like-
little bit.
Yeah,
like,
he
how do you-
needed, no, he
You gotta
needed
have help with that.
well, he's got Trevor.
Trevor was bleeding out. But anyway,
That's
he's
why you
just,
should have kept Joey.
he's sitting there. He stabbed Colin with the box, by the way, and offered the blood. So the thing is turned. He's like, their gift was a trick. They set me up. It's all a lie. Anyway, I'm gonna ask him for another favor. And it's like,
I know he doesn't learn, but that's one thing. Like, if he didn't say that, do you think Riley would have realized it's their version of sensation, their version of resurrection? Like,
I mean, anyone with eyes would be like, these guys aren't
well,
on the
clearly,
level.
I don't think she would have realized. Because if you want your brother back that bad, like fucking love is blind half the time.
Yeah.
Would
And
you
she
have
is an
realized
addict,
that?
so she probably like hung around some shady characters who were like,
probably
to
worse
us
than
would be
Pinhead.
like, oh, don't go home with that guy. But if you're on a bunch of drugs, they're like, well, that guy probably knows
He's
where all the
cool.
drugs are. It's like, oh, god damn
Trust
it.
me, I'm not on drugs and shady, but I've definitely, been like, looking back, should not have. That person, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, been there. So yes, he basically wants a new gift because he's an idiot.
It doesn't seem fair though that he could steal it from her if she started it.
But he didn't. That's not. He said,
I guess 'cause
since you put in so much work, we're gonna offer you, is what he said. Because I got weirded out by that too.
Yeah.
Because he did technically do the last one, but Pinhead says, "I have you are the owner," or what is it? You the box is in your hands.
Yeah.
Because of that,
Yeah.
but because of all the work he went through, he still offered it. So 2 people got it. It's a 2-for-1 deal.
Again, Pinhead just making up his
Yeah.
own rules. Her own rules.
Never makes
Sorry.
sense.
There, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, so Trevor is chasing Colin because they need him to like get sacrificed. Let me see here. So he basically says, like, I don't want this. And as this is happening, Colin's being like covered up in like barbed wire and
Yeah.
shit.
I have
and,
a huge issue coming up.
Yeah.
Huge issue, and I don't think anyone else caught this. Because I have not actually looked. I was like, did anyone else catch this? And I haven't seen
Find out
anyone
in a
else
second.
catch it.
But
Yeah.
Riley gets out, and I like that she releases all the Cenobites, which
Oh, I
kind
love that.
of fucks up her friend because her friend then gets covered in the barbed wire.
Yes.
But I love that she's negotiating a trade with the female Cenobite while he's negotiating a
That
trade
was a
with
cool
his gift
scene,
with Pinhead.
yeah.
So we're basically having the same conversation. And they're like, you can't get rid of it. You can only exchange it. So the girl's like, well, you either kill your boyfriend's or your brother's boyfriend or your boyfriend has set you up. And Riley's like, well, this is an easy one.
Yeah.
He just stabs Trevor. Poor Trevor gets he's on like a fucking weird bed and gets pulled into hell.
Don't say poor Trevor.
I don't think Trevor
deserved
either.
it.
I mean, like,
But
did
then
he really? No, I mean, Trevor's whole thing was just to, like, go and kill a few people,
Yeah.
right?
But Voight, like, so the thing falls out of his chest, and then it builds up like Frank's body rebuilt,
So-
and then the music is really kicking in.
really quick,
Yeah.
going to the rebuild of
Yeah.
his thing, that was a practical effect.
Really?
Yes, it was.
I know it wasn't the
because-
original, but
No, it was a practical effect because I was on Instagram as I was falling through my hole, and I guess Instagram like heard me. And actually, what was it? It was the Instagram monsters and makeup effects popped up and like things you might like. And I was like, how'd you know? And it was Dan Rebert's Instagram page. And he did things like Quiet Place 2, Slither, Species 2, Human Centipede 3, Exorcist 3.
we have Species 2 somewhere.
Yeah, he did a few of those,
Yeah.
and he worked with it along with Nick DeRosa, who is a huge
I've
special
heard his
effects
name,
person.
yeah.
Hellboy, A Quiet Place, Malignant, Us. Those are just like the newer things that he's done, and they actually show the behind the scenes of that actually.
So what is it?
being
Was it
done.
like reverse photography, like the
It
original?
didn't even look like reverse at all. You can see it on the Instagram. If you go to the Instagram,
I'm gonna check that. Jess, put some footage of that in
really,
there.
really freaking cool. It's
Thank you, Jess.
monsters and makeup effects.
Now,
Got you.
so I like that. I like that his body rebuilds like Frank, and then the
I
ultimate
wonder what else
irony.
is special.
The ultimate irony, they're like, well, you don't want sensation, you want power. We'll give you the Leviathan configuration. He's like, finally, my body is back. And then the Leviathan's like, haha, got you. And like shoves a giant chain right through where his body just got fixed. And it's like, oh, you dumb son of a bitch. What did you think was going to happen?
Fooled him twice.
I loved it. I loved it.
And he gets pulled in while the Hellraiser 2 music starts blaring like
Oh, yeah.
crazy. You're right. I didn't really notice it, as you pointed out. Yeah, the Leviathan does wear that like fucking cloud around him. He's shy. He's shy.
Maybe it's just because he's in a different environment. You know, he's so used to being right above that labyrinth.
He
and
rarely
hell.
leaves hell, you're right.
He doesn't go out often.
He doesn't leave hell.
No, he just didn't know what to wear.
But I do like-
It's like how you felt after COVID. You're like,
Yeah,
what do I
yeah.
Like they got rid of the leather requirements. I don't know what to wear now.
Yes. Yes.
I do like when they like pan out and like the mansion is now in the middle of the
Stop.
labyrinth.
Oh, yeah.
I thought
I ha-
that was really cool.
I have to stop you.
What?
Something that pissed me off incredibly, and I
Okay.
didn't realize it until like I actually had to pause the movie and rewind probably like 6 times at
Okay.
least. And then I ended up videotaping it like I do that.
You had your VHS camera out. Okay.
I had my phone and I started recording it so I can go back and like slowly look. fucking Colin, right?
Yeah.
There's a moment where the barbed wire's off of him, right?
Yeah.
They traded. There's a scene where you look at his arm, there is no blood at all whatsoever and no markings at all. And then the next scene, the next scene, he has it. It pissed me off so bad. I don't know how I just saw. I was like,
Mistakes get made.
did I see that? But for this kind of movie, no, that is not a mistake you can fucking make. Look, I can send these to you. I was so pissed. Look, that's the scene.
Okay.
I can, right? Look.
Okay.
As he's getting up to go out there with Riley, right?
Okay.
This is the next scene.
Oh, yeah, he is all fucked up afterwards.
That's different. You don't do that. You pay people for that kind of shit. You fucked up.
Sorry, I didn't notice it.
I got so, and I was like, wait, what? I don't know why blood continuity drives me up a wall.
How do you watch Evil Dead 2?
I love that. See, those, I think it's fun to watch the ones where you're like, yeah, it's low budget.
I love the commentary of that where they're just like, our continuity lady hated us. Anyway.
Yeah. It's so hard to do. It's so hard to achieve. I'm not going to lie.
As Voight is being held up, she says, we have such sights to show you.
We have such sights to show you.
Does this still work? Oh, God.
Was it like a Halloween thing where you go by and it starts talking?
Yeah, but...
We have such sights to show you.
Yeah! Those batteries have been in there for over a decade and they're still kicking. Not as good as they used to.
I kind of want like a Build-A-Bear kind of version of Pinhead that says it every time you hug it. It's like, we have such sights to show. Like,
Riley opts not to bring her brother back, so she chooses the lament configuration where she has to live with all the guilt.
She also didn't choose that, but that's what
they say,
was, which I thought was really cool because it's like that is an option because she's like, I don't want any of it, like none of it.
Yeah.
And that's what it is because life is full of grief. Yeah. Life is full of lamenting and
that was the message that was trying to be told in Star Trek V. But it went over people's head because Star Trek V was really bad, which is unfortunate because it had a really good message, which was basically like our pain is part of our growth and like we need our pain to make us who we are. And then they made a terrible movie with unfinished special effects. But anyway, works better in this. It works.
Yes, it does.
Look, this might be controversial. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the Hellraiser reboot is better than Star Trek V.
That is so controversial.
It is so I'm sorry, Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner, the Star Trek V VHS things that we have on set. I'm sorry to say that in front of you. But yeah, anyway. They drive away. Her and Colin drive away. I don't know how they ever explain this to the cops. Do you think it's going to be like Hellboy 2? Do you think it's going to be like Hellraiser 2 where they're like, yeah, your boyfriend told us the story. That guy's nuts. Anyway, we're throwing you in the loony bin. It's like, oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
That's why I liked Hellraiser 2 is I want a movie that shows you what, like in so many horror films, what do the cops think? And you never truly explore that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, Hellraiser 2 is kind of doing that. But it doesn't go fully into that.
Do you know who the
I want more of that.
Do you know who the cop was in Hellraiser 2? This is a fact we learned on our Patreon episode.
Ooh.
It's one of the X-Wing pilots from the original Star Wars.
That's kind of cool.
And they recycled his footage for Rogue One. And the main character in Rogue One has a show that I'm never going to watch because it probably sucks. Anyway, the movie finally ends with, I'm sorry, Monica, stop bringing up Star Wars. Anyway, Crystal gets upset, all right? Stop bringing up Star Wars. Oh I love the movie just ends with Voight inside the Leviathan, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think earlier they said you'll see the light, and I like that. Like you can't make out what he's looking at. It's got that kaleidoscope. Like whenever you stare at like a light too long. I like that. So he's basically being turned into a Cenobite, and because they want to make sequels, and they accidentally killed their Chatterer, he's turning into the new Chatterer with his lips being ripped open and whatnot. So I thought that was cool.
Is that what power is? I didn't think turning into a Cenobite would make you powerful. Like
well, maybe it's like Pinhead. Maybe he's going to be like a Pinhead one.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, is he now going to be a little bit more powerful than Pinhead?
Well, kind of like in Hellraiser 2 is when the Doctor becomes that like weird creature from Leviathan. He gives it all that power.
I was expecting, by the way, they threw in like an extra Cenobite toward the end. Some guy with like plastic bags or something on him. That guy was weird. I thought they were going to do a thing where like all the people who have died are coming back as Cenobites, but that doesn't really happen.
No, well, that's not a thing. It's
Well, it depends. It can be a thing.
If you are worthy of becoming a Cenobite, not everyone is worthy because they do in Hellraiser and throughout the entire franchise. They just
I know
kill
that,
random
but I
people.
thought like some of their friends would.
I don't
come
think
back
any
as
of them
Cenobites.
were worth
I
being
kind of
Cenobites.
thought that was going to happen, and it didn't.
Like I thought we were going to see Serena or Nora come back.
I feel like because they were.
Are they still in Cenobite initiation?
No, I think
They're still learning the ropes.
No, I don't think that's what it
This
is.
is how
I think
your
it's,
chains work. This is how this works.
I
Go to
think if
Cenobite
you
101.
have more of an evil feel to you, kind of thing, like you've done a lot. Like they were innocent, kind of feels like they didn't deserve it. Also, they were sacrificed. I don't think you can have a sacrifice become a Cenobite.
I guess so. It depends. But anyway, that is the end of the movie. And I thought it was really good. What did you think?
I did really enjoy this movie.
Is out of the Hellraiser movies you've seen so far, is this one of the better ones?
Yes, it is one of the better
That's
ones.
not a question.
Yeah, some people are saying if you watched our show, you'll learn that I do have a soft spot for 3 and 4.
For 3, really?
Yeah, I have a soft spot for 3.
Why?
3
It's
is
because
fun.
CD guy.
Well, obviously the
CD,
CD. Obviously the CD Cenobite. Obviously. I don't know. I gotta
I have to rewatch.
That's
3.
the big budget Hollywood one. I don't know. I kind of enjoy that one.
I watched that on a really bad DVD player, so it was really, really, really dark, and I couldn't really see it.
Well,
so I have to rewatch
we got
it.
A tape right here.
Oh shit! Yeah, the table.
Want to borrow Joe's tape?
I literally had to buy a new DVD player so I can watch all the DVDs better. So I have a shitty DVD/VHS player and a newer DVD.
Oh my god! You can't believe you're still using that. Those things are horribly outdated.
I know, which is why the DVD.
I want to get one just for like the VHS thing, because I want a second VCR, but I would never use it for DVDs because there's a lot. The DVDs like break down.
That's
players
what I
break
ended
down.
up. Yeah, I was watching some DVD. I was like, wow, this is like really bad. And I couldn't even watch half the DVDs.
I found one at my grandparents recently. I'm like, oh, cool, I'll use this. Then I popped the tape in and it ate the tape. And I went, oh shit, does the DVD player work? And I plug it in. It's like this gray filter over it. I'm like, oh, well, this is trash.
Yeah, I did the tracking. I did all of it. I put a DVD cleaner in it. I went straight back and I was like, what else can I find? I was like, I bet you the DVD cleaner is like also 1 billion years old.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
none
anyway,
of it worked. Just ended up buying a new one.
I had a great time with this movie.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I am a Hellraiser. Hellraiser.
Hellraiser? Is that like Frau?
I am
Hellraiser as Frasier?
I'm a Paul Reiser apologist. I apologize. Anyway, I am a Hellraiser apologist. I do like even some of the direct-to-video ones we still have to review. I got a soft spot for a few of them. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Something about Hellraiser, I'm usually pretty lenient until the last 3 or 4. I was like, oof.
Because they still capture...
Not the last one.
I'm not talking about those two. I'm not talking about the last two. But a lot of the other ones still capture a lot of just like they're fun. It's gory. It's
I like the look of the worlds. I like the
it takes
designs.
you more on an adventure. Bloodline was like interesting. Like
Bloodline is the best according to Monica.
I love Bloodline.
I did like it was an adventure, I guess you could say.
Well, wait till you see me review the work print where
I'm
they.
not gonna watch it. I mean, I'm totally gonna watch it.
There were more scenes with Angelique and Pinhead where they did not get along.
Really?
In the movie, the final cut, it's kind of played that they have some sexual tension, but the original cut, like they did not like each other, and they're actually trying to screw each other over.
I heard there was a lot of missing scenes.
Oh, wait till you see my video. Like I dive pretty
Okay,
deep
now
into
I
it.
actually might watch it. Fine, I'll watch it.
And like I said, again, it is literally the guy who reshot all the scenes for Hellraiser 4 was the guy who ended up directing Halloween 6, which he ended up reshooting all his own scenes for that movie because he had such good experience reshooting someone else's movie.
All right,
But yeah, I would say check out Hellraiser on Hulu.
Yeah.
It definitely it captures it in a very clean, modern way.
I enjoyed it. It's got a new lore, but it's a reboot, but it's nothing like egregious. There was nothing that made me roll my eyes or anything.
No.
Except for the ma'am line. Woke. But yeah, no, I think you're gonna have a good time. I mean, obviously, if you're like a Hellraiser like purist, You might
What
not
the
like
fuck does
it.
that even mean?
Like it has to be Doug Bradley or it doesn't count.
No. And Doug Bradley actually loved her. He was blown away by her performance.
Yeah.
And yeah,
He straight up said it. He said, wow, like she played an amazing
yeah.
Pinhead. Like that's just what it is.
And hopefully,
Wow, this is why we can't have nice things.
hopefully she ends up doing a lot of the stuff that Doug Bradley did, like being at the MTV Music Video Awards and doing a skit with David Spade. I want to see that
Oh, with just David Spade?
with just David Spade.
Okay.
I mean, that's what
David
Doug Bradley
Spade.
did with David Spade in the
I'm
90s.
not a David Spade fan.
Oh, wow. Anyway, that is it from us. Like I said, check out our Hellraiser Patreon videos. They're a lot of fun. We'll meet back in a little bit and do more. Those are going to be a lot of fun.
I watched the other 4, so.
I know. I have to rewatch them.
Okay.
How do you feel after that? You okay?
Not really.
Are you afraid? Are you afraid of the new Pinhead? You've conquered your fear of original recipe Pinhead. What about the new Pinhead?
I'm not afraid of that new Pinhead. She's very pretty.
Okay, now I have a new problem. You have a new problem. Oh my God, Monica,
is
you've
what
done.
happened.
Monica, oh God, what have I done?
this.
I finally solved my cousin's fear of Pinhead, and now they're attracted to
Now
Pinhead.
it's a fantasy.
This is the opposite. You've gone in the opposite direction.
She's joined the rest of us. I'm sure Johanna would be in here saying the same fucking
I'm gonna
thing.
get a call from like Dan,
My husband's not gonna care.
and he's just gonna be like, Monica wants me to get a lot of piercings. What's like was piercings like on my face? What's up with that? And I'll be like, buddy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She wants me to shave everything and put piercings in my head. I don't understand. So check that out. Join Patreon or become a channel member. Listen to the podcast feed. Do all that fun stuff. Look up Crystal Quinn on certain websites /
Go to my link tree or whatever the fuck it is.
A link
I
tree.
have
You
one
could
of
say
those.
link tree.
I have a link tree.
I
Like
can't
I have
put-
Twitter and Instagram and
Go-
Twitch. I have.
Go to
I
her
don't
socials
know.
and find out other sites that she's
It's
on.
nice to be back on this fucking show. It took forever to come back.
Look, there were a lot of scheduling things, all right? There were a lot of... By the way, I have to push the Underrated Final Girls episode again.
Again?
Yeah.
Oh, you suck.
Me and Mint shot an episode because we thought a character was going to show up in a Disney Plus thing, and then the character did, so I got to release that one. I'm sorry. January.
Wow, he keeps. Okay, great.
January.
Tony keeps pushing
January.
back my
Well,
fucking
because after
episode.
that, I got to do a bunch of Christmas stuff, so...
I hate Christmas.
Anyway.
Oh, can we do the new? Was it Silent Night? There's like a new Silent Night movie coming out.
Oh,
or
the one with
something?
David Harbour?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's like an action
Can we
movie.
do that?
Actually, if you want to join me and Johanna, we were going to do Worst Black Christmas Movie.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Because the original's a classic, but then I think
The
there's a
reboot?
sequel and 2 remakes.
Yes.
One is a
I'm-
PG-13 remake.
I'm fucking down for that shit. Thanks for inviting me on the show more. Thanks.
Yeah, sorry, there was a lot of scheduling shit going on. All right, fucking women, send them all to hell.
Do you see? This is why we hate him. Like they wonder why are you so angry at
Chris
Tony?
was like, Tony's mean. I hate him.
But that's the thing. You see the way he treats us? Like,
Oh, yeah.
this is how he
Anyway,
treats
anyway.
all the women.
Anyway, well, watch the first episode of me and Monica's Hellraiser show, and you'll see why I don't trust women. Because of something she did to me in my past. A horrible thing that she did to me.
That thing.
Anyway,
Do it again, whatever it is.
no. Because I don't think I have that toy car anymore. Anyway,
I will fucking find it. whatever
Monica,
the fuck it
Mon-
is.
I mean, we could just go to a flea market and find a toy car.
Monica,
I will
Monica,
it again.
where can we not find you?
You can't find me on Instagram or Twitter.
Don't even look.
I have a TikTok account, but I don't post anything.
You follow all my stuff.
Yeah,
and
just
like
watch shit.
it.
Yeah.
You like all my stuff, right?
No.
Okay. So follow Monica if you can find her. No, the first episode, I'm like, Monica, where can we find you? She's like, I don't want them to find me. I'm like, all right. So if you see Monica on the street,
Save yourself, trust
or
me.
if you break into her house,
I have people who now follow me.
I'm so sorry. But like not follow her on like social media, like follow
they're
her.
just following her.
Yeah.
They're like, I paid $2 for the bonus videos, and then I found out where you lived.
You get my address out?
Yeah.
Gosh, damn.
No, I'm kidding.
Is this just like the situation with finding the mansion? Like you can just
Yeah.
find it.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Again, Dan's calling like, hey, there's a lot of guys here looking for the gates of hell. What the
But
fuck?
yet they somehow all look like
Why would
Pinhead.
I call you?
Anyway, that's it from us. Goodbye.
They're playing like Felicia versus Bishamon, and if Bishamon ends with a certain move, you just cut Felicia in half.
Did you make sure to see Orchid's thong? Here's 30 more chances as she spins around.
See, you've got the Batgirl shirt on, and you're wearing a Robin t-shirt.
Batgirl and Robin to your Batman.
And Turtles is like Star Wars in the, like, Star Wars is a 70s thing that ran into the 80s. Yeah. Turtles started in the 80s, but really grew in the 90s.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our other videos and Patreon page.